Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Kris. This was a request and we're going to go ahead and finish up this video. This is the third video, so we're going to say this is going to be story 3, 2, and 1. So let's get at it.
The Discord Imposter by Reddit user Allegro. This is a 100% true story that I need to get out there because I need help to decipher what the hell happened. Last night, the night of September 1st, I was playing Fortnite with my good friend Ezekiel, a guy I've known for a few years now. Around the end of our session, I'm going to say around 11:30, our mics started not working while in game, so we decided to stop playing and go on Discord and just talk about whatever comes up. We started the call and immediately started to talk about video games. The last thing I remember we talked about was that Nintendo 3DS was going to get a PUBG port, which we all laughed about. On my side, the call disconnected, basically as if he hung up on me. I called him again twice, but he never answered, so I figured he went to sleep or didn't want to talk anymore. I went about my night and watched some videos on YouTube. In the morning, around maybe 12.
Do you think you watched any of my videos? Let's say yes. Let's say all of this happened around my videos. Unless someone died, then I don't want anything to do with that. And then he wasn't watching my videos.
10 a.m., he sent me these texts.
Okay.
We called again on Discord, and he told me that he had been talking to me for the past half hour about video games, specifically Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Cyberpunk 2077, and Watch Dogs 3. He told me that they had an in-depth conversation about these games with the Imposter, which is what I'll be referring to him as. I told him that it wasn't me talking to him, that the call had disconnected from me 10 minutes into the conversations. He thinks I'm playing around with him, but I swear on my mother that I'm not. And to confirm that I'm not lying, he asked if I had finished watching the Cyberpunk 2077 48-minute gameplay footage, as this is what him and the Imposter were talking about. I tell him I never got around to finishing the whole thing and only got through the first few minutes. Then, out of nowhere, the call disconnects again. I message him, and this is what he said.
Did you leave the call? Oh God, not again, dude. I'm not talking and I'm not in the call. Oh fudge. Holy sloth. That actually scared the frack out of me. We kept talking and then your mic got distorted and you kept saying cyber and then it cut. Oh no, he wanted to have cyber sex. Oh no. Nerds. What the shaz is going on? Yo, this is crazy. I don't know if I want to answer these calls. Well, Kris, you're in the way. Here. Nope, not helping. Grab you parents, my guy. Oh, grab your parents. Sleeping. Fudge. Kevin, I don't want to die. Are you talking about in the game? I feel like I'm missing a lot right in here. I don't want to die. Okay, it's got to be in the game.
Later that morning, he elaborated further on the first call and the second call. Since we were on edge and I figured I was getting hacked, I deleted the account, locking it from messaging and calling. Yet, after I performed the deletion, the Imposter sent him messages and called him repeatedly, to which he didn't answer. I kept calling him till around 1 o'clock, then it finally stopped. He swears that it was my voice talking. It was my voice, with my tendency to stutter and pause before I speak, and even had my laugh, which is rare considering I have a very weird laugh. After a while of exchanging messages on Snapchat, we decided to go to bed and investigate it further in the morning. He went to bed and so did I. He lives close by, so he's going to come over later. It's 3:17 p.m. Pacific time as I write this. We were going to figure out what's going on and reopen my Discord account, which I did earlier in the morning. A small update, as I write this, he received a call from my Discord that I did not make, so we believe that it's still going on and the imposter is still on my account. I really need help and need to know what's going on, as I feel like the safety and privacy of me and my friends are in danger. The imposter has my voice and can perfectly mimic my laugh, to the point where Ezekiel, who I've known for years now, couldn't tell that he wasn't speaking to me. I don't know if this is relevant, but my girlfriend just called.
Could it just be a soundboard? He has snippets of his voice that he uses on a soundboard, and he hits the button and, it says something. I don't know.
And told me she called my phone number 3 times this morning. All calls went through, but when she tried to talk, the call went to static and disconnected. Here's the thing, I never received said calls. Again. I don't know if it's relevant, but I'm going to include it anyway since it may have some relevance. Another update. So this is kinda mad, but it's happening all over again. We're currently on Discord right now, trying to see if this phenomenon will happen again. So far we got results. First off, I don't know if this link will work, but I'll try. It's basically Ezekiel's Discord perspective at the 2 separate occasions, and then my perspective just now. I told him that if he got in contact with it again, to ask it when my anniversary was. The imposter got it right, October 19th. He also knew that the AP physics exam that we took this past year was on my birthday, one of the worst days of my life. So yeah, there's that. There's also the fact that it hijacked the voice chat while we were playing Fortnite an hour ago. I couldn't speak to him, but he told me that we were talking the entire time. I was saying call-outs, and we were just talking. I don't know what to think at this point. I don't know if he's playing a joke on me, and he says that he doesn't know if I'm playing a trick on him. All I know is that if we're both being truthful, then something bad is happening, and we're right in the middle of it. Another update, September 3rd. So far, the imposter hasn't made contact with Ezekiel for over 12 hours now. With any luck, maybe it's gone. Now time to talk theories. I saw one person say an alternate universe, and that would be really cool, but again, that doesn't seem probable. I can't really think of any more possibilities, so feel free to leave any theories in the comments. Another update. Night of September 3rd. So, the day has mostly been quiet. Labor Day, so I couldn't really get on to see if anything was amiss. At around 1:30 today, the imposter struck once again, sending a message to Ezekiel that said, "Yo Daniel, you still want to play some Fortnite?" For those of you wondering why Ezekiel's name is Daniel most of the time, it's just the name he likes to be called. Don't ask me why. Luckily, he was able to grab a screenshot before it deleted itself, and
I can relate to that. My name's Kris, but I actually prefer that most people call me Lord Scepter. Just throwing that out there for you.
I'll post that as well as my perspective. I'll keep updating every time the imposter rears its head. Oh, and I forgot. I was going through Task Manager today so I could clear out some stuff, and it showed 3 accounts of the Discord app running in the background. Now, I don't know if that's the norm, but it is suspicious to me. Another thing to add, while playing Fortnite today, I was playing with my younger brother and his friends, and the imposter didn't hijack the voice chat at all, unlike when I was playing with Daniel. It's weird how it's selective to only him. Tomorrow I'm going to run some more tests on Discord to see if I can get a hold of the imposter, but for now, I'm signing off.
Yeah, I don't know what to say on that
My new
one.
house is haunted.
I don't know what to say on that one. That one is weird. And with the text chat and everything like that, like I do believe that. I don't have an answer as to what it is. Unless maybe someone hacked into his computer. No, but they would all, yeah. I mean, all I can think of is the storyboard of his voice. And if he's talked enough and it's been recorded enough, then they have, you know, all his speech patterns and his laughter and all that stuff. So I don't see why you can't put a storyboard together. But at the same time, it just seems like a lot of work to go through to only go after the friend, to only interfere with the friend and the girlfriend. Yeah, this one, that I really have no idea. Yeah, that one's weird.
By Reddit user Alfie Omega. Before I begin, I'd like to say that I've never been interested nor believed in spirits or demons before moving into this new house. I was raised agnostic, and my parents made sure that wouldn't change. It's also good to point out that neither the landlord or the girls that lived here previously said anything about the house being extremely haunted, which makes sense in some aspects, but come on now. About a month ago, my old roommate and I moved into a new house with 3 other guys that go to the same university as us. The house was built in the mid-1800s and is known as a historic house. It has an official plaque at the front of it stating that there were a few mayors that once lived there. The house looks like a cottage with red bricks and a deteriorating white paint around the windows. I was the first to move into the house, while the rest would pour in a couple days later. Walking in for the first time, I could smell the old scent it provided. The floorboards would creak with every other step, which filled the void of silence. In a few short trips, I hauled everything into my new room and set up a TV in the main living room where I'd end up watching Netflix later that night. About halfway through my show, I heard 4 footsteps upstairs. These footsteps were loud as if someone was walking around with steel-toe boots. My stomach dropped instantly, and I paused the show in a complete awe of what I just heard. It had been 2 months since the girls moved out, so my initial thought was that there was a squatter upstairs. After about 2 minutes, I finally got the balls to get up and look around the house. I went to the kitchen first to pick up a knife before heading upstairs. With my heart about to pound out of its chest, I opened the door where I assumed the noise came from. There was no one. At least no one physically there, because it felt like someone was in the room with me. I could literally feel eyes watching me as I paced around the room. After a few minutes, I headed back downstairs, completely fazed by what had just happened. Nothing else happened the next few days, which instilled thoughts that I was just tripping, and my anxiety manifested the feelings I felt. Later that week, my old roommate and new roommate finally got to the house. This made everything better, and I finally felt safe for the first time since moving in. That was until I had my second encounter. Almost a week went by since the first 2 roommates got to the house. We were in the living room playing Fortnite on 2 TVs trying to get dubs. I handed one of the roommates my controller since I just died. This led to him and I switching places so he could get the spot that sees the TV better. I ended up on the couch facing our second living room area, which was right next to the room where we were at. As I was watching the TVs, I could see a dark figure peer out from the corner of my eye in the second living room. What I saw was horrifying. It was a tall man, maybe 6'3", 6'4", in a partially ripped black sweater. His left eye was missing and his jaw was crooked, almost as if it was going to fall off. Simply the most grotesque person I had ever seen. I screamed in complete terror and pissed off both of my roommates until their eyes fell into what I was staring at. We all couldn't move. After a few seconds, we realized that he was slowly walking towards us, so we dipped out the front door. After about 30 minutes of walking outside, we finally went back in. No man in sight, and we sat in the living room for the next few hours, barely saying any words. In the last 3 weeks, I have seen the man 2 times and heard footsteps twice. Both times I saw him, he appeared as a black figure, to which I was unable to make out his facial features. We are becoming restless. I've stayed at the house less than 75% of the time since that first night. I luckily have a friend that is always cool with me staying over. The other two roommates avoid the house whenever they can, often sleeping at their girlfriend's house or another friend's. We contacted our landlord, who initially tried to gaslight us before finally confessing that he knew about the man. We are currently trying to find
Do you think it's someone who probably died at this house or apartment, whatever it was? Sorry. Air kicks on. It's warm outside. That did nothing. Do you think it... Yeah, it's got to be someone who died in the house, right? Maybe. I don't know. Why are you asking me?
new house. Next week, we're trying to get a preacher to bless the house, which I surprisingly don't oppose. From these experiences, I'm now questioning my beliefs as an agnostic. I've seen my roommates pray together to stop the occurrences, which actually work most of the time. I have no idea how the girls before us stayed here for over a year. Don't Play Fortnite at Night by Reddit user A Lost Paper Bag. As you all know, there's a pretty cool game called Fortnite. It's a battle royale game with a bit of a building aspect to it. You can play a match solo with one teammate or three, and if you're alone, you get matched with randoms who don't talk most of the time. I was playing 4-player squads, and game after game, I was matched with idiots who didn't know how to play. So finally, the next game, of course, I was happy when I was matched with someone who had a mic. He was pretty damn good too. We won the match, and I asked him if he wanted to queue up together, and he agreed. Match after match, we continued to win. I seemed to have lost track of time because when I checked my phone, it was 2 a.m. I told him I was going to head off, but he convinced me to play just one more match, and I agreed. This time we decided to do a 4-player match rather than duos. Our 2 teammates both had mics. One of them seemed okay, but the other, it sounded like his mic was messed up or something. When he talked, it was hard to describe. A crackling noise is what I would describe it as. It was pretty weird. We started the match and he began asking us bizarre questions and guessed our responses before we even answered. Every guess was correct. I changed the real locations and names for privacy purposes. What state are you in? Vermont. He would answer before we even had a chance. Then he began asking the 4th guy this disturbing shit. How's your mom, Vanessa, doing? Have you checked on her to make sure she's okay? It got to the point where the guy was getting agitated. Me and my friend were also getting annoyed at the ear-piercing mic of this creep, and we decided to try to leave. I opened the menu, but no matter how many times I clicked exit, nothing happened. I tried turning my PS4 off and my TV too, but nothing seemed to work.
You don't know how to... I got a PS4 over there right now. You don't know how to shut it off? If the power button don't work, you just unplug this little cord in the back. Kills all the power to it. Problem solved.
Asked why his dog was barking. Then a few seconds later, the kid's dog started to bark. I heard him say, "What the fuck?" before I heard a crash and a scream before he disconnected from the match. Then he began asking the guy I played with earlier similar questions. I messaged him privately telling him to try to stall since we almost won the match and there was just 10 players left. He couldn't hold out long enough before I heard a thud on his line and saw he disconnected. 3 players left, and he began to go for me. Nice apartment. It would be a shame if there's bloodstains on the wall. You might want to double check to make sure your door is locked. And then I had a feeling I was being watched and something was creeping up on me. Then I saw the last player, and I shot at him like there was no tomorrow. Then the winter crap came up, and I quickly disconnected the match and turned off my PS4. I closed my eyes awaiting my fate, but the seconds turned to minutes, and the minutes turned into hours. Nothing happened. I checked my friend's PS account from earlier and messaged him asking if he was okay. The only response I got was a bunch of random binary code. When I looked up what the code meant, it just spelled out, "You got lucky this time." If you guys ever join a match and some guy has a crackling mic, just leave before it starts. I would like to thank you all for listening.
Well, that was the last one. A little creepy. I'll have to get my mic fixed. It keeps crackling. People are gonna realize I'm a serial killer who plays Fortnite. Jeez, I don't want that. Am I right, guys? High five. All right. Okay, we're gonna end this here. I got some victims in the next room. I'm gonna go tuck my penis between my legs and do a little dance. Say, you wanna help me put this couch in the van? Put some lotion on the skin. Put the lotion in the basket. That's the roads, baby. It's hard times, baby. Okay, I'm just gonna end this here. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night, baby. Ric Flair.